Howdy guys, Bookie Laura here. I was recently really lucky to be tagged in a super tag video. So I was tagged by Andrea's reading list to take part in the weather tag. Now, at first I was unsure, but when I heard the questions, I really liked that they were so simple. So I decided that I would give it a go, and these are my answers. So the first set of questions are basically around different types of weather, and then you have to choose a book that you feel sort of most fitting, I suppose. So the first one is rain, and for this I went with Burial Rites by Hannah Kent. Now this is interesting because when I think of Burial Rites, it is set in Iceland, so it makes me think of snow and cold and ice, but it's not so much the sort of literal weather of the plot, but more, it does make me have that kind of rainy, dreary, unhappy feel, I suppose, the plot. Both the plot and my emotions towards the book feel rainy and dreary, so I feel that's a perfect book for rain. Question number 2, sunny/hot days. So which book for me? This was To Kill a Mockingbird. I was surprised how few of the books I read evoke any kind of sunny feelings, and I think that's probably because I read a lot of dystopian future and science fiction, so they don't tend to lend themselves to sunny, hot days. But To Kill a Mockingbird, even when I just think of the book, the first thing I think of is sunshine, so it just seemed perfectly fitting. The third one is snowy, and again for this I went with quite literal. It was The Wolf Wilder by Catherine Rundell. Is that who wrote it? That's set in a really snowy atmosphere, but it wasn't so much just the fact that it was set somewhere cold as much as the way that she really made it feel cold. Like when you were reading it, the way she described the snow and the characters who were so used to it just was brutal. And it wasn't just that it was snowy, it was that she really created that snowy, cold, really, really, really cold atmosphere. I feel like I'm not explaining this very well, so I hope you're with me. And then question number 4, foggy or cloudy, and I went with Knights of the Borrowed Dark by Dave Rudden for this, and I feel it's a bit of a cop-out because like the cover is all misty and foggy, but that for me sums it up. Even when I was reading it, I think there's that kind of mystical, it's magical and dark, so there's a foggy around that, but also, yeah, a lot of the atmosphere I imagine to be taking place in sort of quite dark places, so fog seemed to fit that. And then last but not least in this section of questions is windy, and again I went with a book that I've read quite recently. I went with The Kite Rider by Geraldine McClorian. I mean, it's about a kid who gets tied to a kite and flies in the wind. I can't think of a book that would fit better with the theme of wind, really. And then there's the last couple of questions which are just, you know, weather related, but not so much book related. So it said the first one was, what is your favourite kind of weather? And for me, I really like in the winter when it is sunny. Like when it's really cold, but sunny. And you can get wrapped up with scarves and hats and gloves and massive puffy coats and go out for a walk because the sunshine is beautiful. I think I really am affected by the sunshine. When it's sunny, I'm happy and I'm blissful, and I like to go outside and run around. Not so much of the running, maybe walking, but I just like to be outside, and so I really like that. In the winter, it's more unexpected. And then the next question is, what is your favourite weather to read in? Now I feel, interestingly, when Andrea did this, she said that hers was to do with the sunshine. I thought that was really interesting because actually that isn't, maybe it's because I live in England and it's very rarely sunny, but that isn't, it's not one that springs to mind at all for me. In fact, I would say my favourite weather to read in is when it's kind of quite overcast and dark, and then you just sort of sit on the sofa, perhaps with a blanket, cup of tea, and just chill, really. And then last but not least, who am I going to tag? Well, I'm going to tag Cara from Wild Book Garden because she keeps tagging me in things, so I'm going to keep tagging her in them, and that'll teach her. And actually I've run out of tag videos now. I'm up to date with all the tags in the world, so that is amazing, and I'm very proud of it. Who else shall I tag? I mean, I don't know. If you want to do this tag and pretend that I tagged you in it, then just go for it. Maybe Liz Schubert. I haven't tagged you in a while. You could be tagged. Who else haven't I tagged in a while? The dyslexic reader, Hannah, you can do it too. So there you go. I've tagged 3 people. What more could you ask for? Hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. I should be back very, very soon making videos and being a bit more relevant rather than just ploughing out tag videos. Anyway, what can I say? Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.